Hello, everyone. Hello. How are you today? Fabiola Philippine here from the Fabulous and Abundant Show, the only show that teaches you how to use science, feminism, and financial coach to master your money mindset so you can manifest whatever you desire in life. And today, I have for you again my dear, dear friend, Laurel. She is a bookkeeping. She specializes in bookkeeping, tax preparation, and she is a business consultant and has been running her company, Simplify Bookkeeping, for the last 11 years. And she is here today to share how she helps her clients to cut down their monthly expenses. Hello, Laurel. Welcome back.
Hi, thank you for having me back.
Yes. So you have a great topic. I was really excited when you mentioned that you want to share some great tips that you give your clients, how to cut down expenses. We can all use that type of expenses. So please go ahead.
Well, I think first off, we have to be willing to let go of some of the stuff that the ways that we're being. So I think I've worked with some clients who are just not ready yet. The fact that their credit card bill comes in and they're afraid to go to the mailbox that week is more comfortable to them than actually making a change. So I think the first thing is your household needs to sort of all get together and make sure that everyone's on that same page about what we can do to reduce some of these costs. And we've all heard not to bring a bag lunch and to skip buying that latte. Yeah. But I really like my latte, and I'm not giving that. So I found some other ways that worked for my family and my household.
Awesome.
It's almost a yearly exercise that we go through where I sit down with my bank statement and I encourage every person out there to do this and look at who you're giving money to on a monthly basis. This last year, I did it, and there were a couple of them that I went, I'm not going to be able to save any money. And I followed my own advice, and I contacted every single company. And it's amazing, even NMAX, when I call to say, so I might be skipping ahead here. So what I do is I call them and I say, can we look at my bill together? And can you help make sure I'm on the best program and that I'm not overpaying you for your services?
Awesome.
And it is amazing to me that every year I get money back. The first year, I saved over $400 per month. That's a couple of vacations in my life.
Because of this phone calls that you...
Because of these phone calls. So to walk into my bank where I was paying $35 in bank fees and to have this conversation with them, and I've walked out paying $13.
Yeah.
And it's 7 years later and I'm still paying $13 in bank fees.
That's productivity. It's really caring for your money and give it a care. Like, honestly, if I like to think about money like almost like my partner, my lover. It's like, I care for it. So let's see the things that we can do to make him happier, right? And I mean, this thing of going, this is brilliant, yes. Care of your phone bill, right? To me, the phone bill it's huge. Isn't it?
It absolutely is. And it's amazing to me that when you call them up and you say, I'm trying to be financially healthier, can you help me? That they're willing to do it. Last year, TELUS gave me a good customer credit for $10 a month. And when I called back in 6 months later about something, the guy on the other end said, I've never even heard of this credit. Why do you have it? And I said, well, because I asked for it.
Okay, everybody who has TELUS, I'm going to do that too. I'm going to call them out. Hey, what's up with this $10 credit that my friend Laurel? Yeah, you can do that. You can call TELUS and say, my friend Laurel. You can do that.
TELUS is going to love me for this.
I mean, I have your phone number, so I have an advantage. And
that's right.
We'll match it. I'll bet.
Well, and all joking aside with using my name, I honestly think that they are willing to reward us
Yeah.
for being our loyal customers, and they
Yeah.
understand that they either have to make our bill work for us, or eventually we're going to find a different way. And
Absolutely.
so,
It's more expensive for them to lose than to keep a client. Yeah. Or to gain
absolutely.
a new client versus keeping us.
Absolutely. And we talked a little bit about this in the last segment as well. I mean, I know a lot of women out there who have this shoe fetish, and I got to tell you, my male roommate owns more shoes than I do. And that's just because I've decided that vacations are my currency. And so
Yeah.
if a vacation is my true goal, if I want to be able to travel multiple times during the year, one of the things that I've looked at is I don't need 20 pairs of shoes.
Yeah. So
So
yeah, the conversation that we had last time, sorry to interrupt, was about knowing what's important to you and your values, right? So for you and for me as well, traveling, it's a must every year. And so shoes are my second, third choice. But there's some other people that it's actually there. It's a reverse, right? Their shoes, it's the first priority. So know your priority and what really fulfills you and what serves your goals, right?
absolutely. And I think that, again, during the last segment, we talked about being busy. And so a lot of people aren't even reviewing their bank statements and their credit card statements.
Yeah.
That's an important piece of homework to do, because the people out there creating credit card fraud are not doing it by putting $400 on your credit card. It's a monthly recurring bill of $23.71
Yeah.
that they're just allowing to run through. But because people are just doing that cursory glance, they're not catching this.
Yeah. That's a
I
good
actually
one.
Yeah, I actually had a client that I worked with. I was doing his bookkeeping, and every month there was a $99 bill for an insurance company. And every month I would say, we don't have any backup for this. I really think we need to follow through and source out where this came from. And we argued about it for 6 months. And finally he basically said he was going to do it just so that I would stop talking about it. In the end, he had been paying this for over 3 years, and it was a miskeyed bank account. It was coming out of his bank account instead of somebody else's.
Oh my God.
And we must have spent hours talking about whether or not it was worthwhile to find out. He was sure he had bought some insurance package that he had forgotten about or misfiled the paperwork. And so he got a refund of $3,000 just because I was a pain and I wouldn't let it go.
Good. You're awesome. Good call. And it just shows how, yeah, people are just so busy that busy, but it's an excuse, really. It's a story. It's an excuse that we tell each other, or that, again, it goes back to what's important to you. Is your financial future, or just feeling busy all day for things that don't serve you? Yeah. So.
Well, and I really think that this folds into the ultimate conversation of we need to know our numbers. I know a lot of people who sit down and they say, I'm going to do better financially, but you actually need to sit down with a piece of paper and a pen and a few bank statements, and you need to find out how much money your household is bringing in, how much money your household is spending.
Yeah.
And if you're spending more than you're bringing in, then we need to take a look at what we can change and what we can do differently. You and I both believe in saving for the rainy days or saving for our huge goals. We're not able to do that if every month we're going backwards. And there's a lot of Canadians out there who are doing that. So reducing your debt is going to allow you to have more variable income at the end of the day. Doing the phone calls we just talked about are again going to allow you to have more money at the end of the day.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at some of your expenses, like we got rid of cable, and I'm not going to lie, I love my cable.
Yeah.
And it was $65 or $70 a month, though, that I just realized was a plane ticket somewhere. And so we cut our cable. It was uncomfortable the first few weeks, and now Netflix and I we're really good friends.
Yeah.
And I don't miss cable because I get that extra plane ticket, which is I'm actually spending the money the way I want versus just chasing the dollars at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah, there's this, people are, I find they're like bleeding their future away through this, through expenses that um, they think that they need, but really I had cable for a few months, and then I realized I was never watching TV, never, ever. And so I finally took the decision to just cancel it. Yeah. Wow. So share us more tips. I love the one of being proactive and call up your utility providers and your phone provider. Who else can we talk to?
Memberships, even Dropbox and I are going to be having a conversation. It's $11.99 a month, but I'm over it. I'm going to find a different backup system. These memberships, I get why companies are doing it. It's fantastic. Dropbox has got this residual income because of people like you and I who feel that this is a worthy place to spend our money. But I want to make sure that that's the only game in town, and that $11.99 actually has to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's
memberships. Then
it's amazing to me when I see people's bank statements that they have memberships to Audible, they have memberships to Dropbox, to Microsoft. These are automatic payments that are coming out, and we're not stopping to say, is this still the right way to be spending my money?
Yeah. So again, if they fall under your priority, you must have. Maybe you have a business, and so some of those are a must. But then I remember that in the last chat that we had, we spoke about diversifying our income, because I'm a big believer that yes, we need to look at how to reduce, but not even when you get into the depriving mode, then some people don't do well at all, and then they end up binging, right?
So, and I don't want to deprive at all. I want to live my life unless I have a big goal coming up, then I can do that short term.
You always have something to look forward to, right? Yeah. So that's a reward of cutting down somewhere to then having the reward down the road. But then let's go back into the more abundant mindset, where why not create more income, right? Diversify your income.
Absolutely. And I think that especially with Calgary changing so quickly, the diversifying is so incredibly important. We've seen an influx of people using their bedrooms on Airbnb. Last year, I had more tax clients than ever who had tried being an Uber driver. If you're going to be an Uber driver, please reach out beforehand. There's some stuff that we need to do before you follow through with that. Or simply looking at what we're doing and finding out if there's a way to turn our hobby into a part-time gig. If I love scrapbooking, then maybe I should apply at the scrapbooking store to see if there's a part-time position, or at the hobby store, and now I'm getting a discount as well as making some extra money. It doesn't have to be painful. It doesn't have to be your 9-to-5 job. If you love swimming and you pick up some hours at administrator or the front desk at a pool, then you're around something that you love, and it's still giving you that the extra influx of money, which is, it's huge. And then you're also going to be meeting people that have your same interest. It could be a win-win-win.
Yeah, people take totally for granted their knowledge, their know-how. What I find, what it's easy for you, it may not be easy at all for other people, and that can be it can be monetized. That skill can be monetized, right? It's just I find it's always again, it's a mindset thing. Like, people need to let go of this concept of working 9-to-5. As you said, like, I'm so with you. Like, Calgary economy was such an eye opener for well, for me at least, and for other people, that story of having a safe place to work and go to, it's gone. That story is done. And so we need to adapt, right? And as you say, like if we lose our job, it's gonna be like a breakup, right? How many we need to go through, how many breakups we go through a lifetime. Just happens, right? And so what else is possible? What other ways of there's so many ways to make money nowadays. And as I say, it doesn't have to be a full-time job. It can be a part-time job, a weekend, an evening thing.
I really think we're both talking about looking at this completely different, right? We're going to step out of our normal thought pattern of everybody. I hear this all the time. Well, everybody's in debt. Well, that's not true. I have clients who are in debt. I've experienced many times in my life where I am absolutely not in debt. I think that we need to look at, I think the word possibilities that you used earlier is very powerful.
Yeah.
And even the giving up cable, I really didn't feel like I was giving up cable. I didn't feel like I was giving up my phone. I was making sure that I was spending the money in the way that I want.
Yeah.
And that was really empowering for me to, number one, just to save $400 a month. Even this year, when I do it every year, this year I cut down $100 per month. That again is a plane ticket for a few hours worth of work.
Yeah.
We were able to save a plane ticket. Or if you rent out your bedroom to a student for 2 months, that's potentially $1,100 in revenue. Plus you get this amazing experience of dealing with an international student, and you might be lifelong friends, or you might learn about their culture, and it might not work. You might decide that you never want to do it again, but at least it was an adventure, and it brought you some revenue.
Yeah, I had the experience for Airbnb too, and I had only amazing experiences. My Airbnb guests have been enormously, significantly better than any tenant that I ever had. They're always been very respectful. So, and they and they easily covered the tenant, income that I usually cover, and they're not here always. There's a little bit more operation, you have to change the room and stuff, but again, it's being like, do what you gotta do, right? And there's a possibility there. Let's try it. I think that people get stuck a little bit in the, if I do something, then I'm stuck with it, versus let's try, let's see. If it doesn't work, that's all. It doesn't work, but at least you give it a try. Who knows, like what possibility there's behind that. So you said something about saving. I just wanted to say something because it was meaningful. People going back to the saving, to actually having money, because you're strong talking about saving money. Saving equals to me having money, versus spending and not having it and not seeing it, or then having this that is corresponded to past expenditures, your past your debt, right? And it puts you in a position where when you receive income, you have to put it towards your debt, so you don't have nothing with you. So you're depriving your future income. You're depriving yourself future income because of the debt that you're creating. It's really a mindset there that if people have this debt issue, there's really we can go into there can be some forgiveness that needs to happen. A debt is a tangible representation of your unforgiveness, of people that you have not forgiven. Maybe you have not forgiven yourself. This is really at a spiritual level, so very outside of the traditional financial and bookkeeping world. But Laura and I just are those type of people that believe that we are energy, and we believe in being this person that it's beyond numbers in this reality, really. Anyways, I'm not gonna get into that too much, but this was amazing, Laurel. Thank you so much. Anything else that you would like to add?
I think you were just touching on a really important piece of the fact that if we're willing to do things differently today, to live into the possibility of a debt-free world, that it opens up this financial freedom to us where we can play with our money and we can enjoy our life just a little bit more than when we did carrying that debt. And so I love what you said there, and I just really appreciate the conversation you're having with people. I think the old way of not talking about money is passé now, and I think it's fantastic that we're able to have these open conversations and share what's worked for each of us so that we can all empower each other.
That's awesome. Thank you. That is so well said. Thank you for your time. I know you're a busy woman, so I'm going to let you go, and hopefully we can meet again and have you again on my show. Have a wonderful day. Thank you, Laurel.
Thank you very much. And if anyone's looking to find me, I am on Facebook, Simplify Bookkeeping, or on the World Wide Web at simplifybookkeeping.ca.
I will certainly put that on the description of this video.
Perfect.
Thank you, Laurel. Have a beautiful day. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Till the next time. Have a good day. Bye.